You may have noticed from time to time that a chocolate bar will appear to have a dusty coating on its exterior, like it was dipped in some kind of white powder that was wiped off just before packaging. That's not powdered sugar added for extra sweetness, though, and the reason for it has more to do with chemistry than cleanliness or aesthetics. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Health Flicks. Before we uncover the mystery of what that dusty coating on your chocolate is, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more health-related content. Let's crack the case now. According to Taste of Home, this dusty-looking coating is called a chocolate bloom. It can occur when chocolate reforms after being partially melted, or when it is put into a humid environment like the refrigerator. While it might look suspicious, these candy bars are perfectly safe to eat. The chocolate might taste a little different than you're used to, but there won't be any real harm done. Asher's Chocolate Company points out that there are two main types of bloomed chocolate. One is caused by the fats found in the chocolate, and the other by the sugars. Different conditions can cause chocolate bloom. According to MSU Extension, sugar blooms in chocolate are caused by excess moisture in the environment. When there is too much water in the air, it can collect on the surface of the chocolate. This draws out the sugar, and then when the water evaporates again, it leaves behind a chalky white coating of sugar crystals on the chocolate surface. The cause of chocolate blooms is the fats found in cocoa butter. Alpha Foodie says that the fats found in chocolate can arrange themselves into 6 different forms of crystals. The most desirable is Form 5, which typically gives chocolate a shiny gloss and sharp snap when bitten into. Chocolatiers obtain this form through a careful manipulation process known as tempering, which usually involves careful temperature control and a lot of stirring. If done improperly, it can cause these chocolate blooms as the fats set into any of the other crystal forms. It can also occur in chocolate that has melted in high temperatures and has then been allowed to set again. Ultimately, there's nothing wrong with eating chocolate that has bloomed. As those with sweet tooths know, a day with imperfect chocolate is better than a day without any at all. Chocolate should be kept in consistently cool and dry places. There are 2 types of chocolate blooming, and Gilco explains that one is fat and one is sugar. Fat blooming is the most prevalent, and it occurs when the chocolate gets too warm, causing the cocoa butter to soften, separate, rise to the surface, and re-solidify as gray streaks. The streaks can be on the surface or throughout the chocolate. TCHO adds that this separation of cocoa fat from the other ingredients can cause the chocolate to lose its signature shine. Sugar blooming occurs when chocolate is exposed to moisture. The sugar in the chocolate absorbs the liquid, dissolves, and then evaporates, leaving a chalky layer on the surface, via Thrillist. That's why the kitchen declares that you should never store chocolate in your humid refrigerator. Instead, chocolate should be kept in an airtight container in a cool, dark spot, like on a low shelf or cabinet. Chocolate Tempering Machines agrees and says the freezer is no place for chocolate either. The ideal temperature for chocolate is between 68 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit, and room humidity should never exceed 50%. What if it's not your Halloween candy from 2010, but a bar you purchased yesterday? How Stuff Works asserts that it might be the fault of the candy manufacturer. Chocolate must be tempered, a process of heating and cooling the confection to stabilize the cocoa butter crystals. If Willy Wonka doesn't do it properly, those unstable crystals can transform, aka bloom, over time. Can you still eat and cook with bloomed chocolate? Despite its less than stellar appearance, bloomed chocolate is far from ruined. The Dello Mano blog explains that bloomed chocolate tastes exactly like its unbloomed brethren, and you can do practically anything with it. But here's the rub. While the taste and consistency may remain the same, the chocolate may appear dull. Who wants pallid truffles? To bring back the chocolate's signature sheen, Ghirardelli recommends tempering it. Melting and cooling your chocolate will reintegrate the cocoa butter, stabilize the confection, and bring back its smooth, glossy finish. One caveat. This works for fat-bloomed chocolate. Sugar-bloomed chocolate will be irreversibly grainy. Crafty Baking states that tempering fat-bloomed chocolate eliminates unsightly gray streaks, but chocolate afflicted with sugar bloom shouldn't be used for your finest candy creations. When you're ready to salvage your chocolate, Serious Eats shares 3 unique techniques for tempering. The first method uses your microwave or stovetop. The second involves a food processor and hairdryer, and the third requires a sous vide circulator. What about the sugar bloom chocolate in your pantry? Lifehacker suggests using it in baking, asserting that chocolate chip cookies made with sugar bloom chocolate are just as fabulous as those made with flawless chocolate chips. You can also melt bloom chocolate down and use it for hot chocolate, ganache, brownie batter, and chocolate bark, via my recipes. Still unhappy with your candy's facade? Chowhound proposes covering the bloom with edible luster dust, decor powder, and food color spray.